Gentlemen, welcome to this video. If you're set up watching it and you want to be able to land the absolute best appointment setting roles on the market currently, so you can start making $2,000 to $3,000 a month from setting, then this video is for you. It's crazy how nobody on YouTube talks about this method when it comes to landing appointment setting roles when it's literally the best one out there. I'll tell you exactly how I myself has been able to go from desperately searching from appointment setting roles to now getting offered more than 31 roles every single month consistently. And if you don't believe me, check out my Instagram. Majority of the proof is on there. So obviously in this video, we're gonna cover my method of landing top tier appointment setting roles. But before we go into my method, I wanna walk you through exactly why what you've done in the past hasn't worked. I'm sure you've looked up YouTube guides or even been through a program and they told you to do more outreach to online coaches or scrape Facebook groups to land setting roles. So you went out and tried it, but nothing really worked. Or at least you didn't get the results you were expecting. And there's a few reasons why outreach to land setting roles doesn't really work anymore. Firstly, everybody is doing it. And look, there's millions of guys going into appointment setting right now. You're not the only one watching these YouTube videos. You can watch the viewer count on these videos and see how many people are actually interested in doing appointment setting. So when you go out and you do outreach to online coaches and you use the templates that these gurus are giving you, then you're only gonna be competing with hundreds of thousands of other people. Now, I've been in the DMs of more than 15 big coaches myself. My setters has been in more than 50 coaches' DMs. And we've all seen that on every single account, they receive between 5 to 15 messages every day from appointment setters wanting to work for them. And around 98% of these messages, they don't even get seen by the coach themselves because they get seen by a setter who's working on the account already. And even if these coaches have openings in their business for a setter, they'll just go to the internal network to source and hire a setter instead of choosing some random guy in the DMs. Secondly, the roles you're gonna get offered through doing cold outreach are most likely shit. This is because you're gonna be offered roles from coaches who doesn't even really have a proper business in place. They don't have proven close rates. They don't have any systems set up. They haven't been in business for long. The revenue is super low. Maybe they're doing 5K a month. So you're gonna be part of scaling a business up instead of just coming in and taking money from a business that's already making money. I hope that makes sense. But the difference is, if you get into a beginner business, even though they say, oh, we'll scale to this number, oh, blah, blah, we'll do that. They haven't done it before, there's gonna be loads of issues with the account. And if you don't believe me, obviously you can go out and try yourself and waste some months doing it. I did it myself, to be honest. I thought, oh yeah, I'll just book a lot of appointments and then I'll get paid for it. But it's just tough in reality. I worked 2 months as a setter when I just started out on an Instagram account for a coach who was just starting out as well himself. He didn't even know how to set. And 2 months, I didn't get paid a single commission, which is insane. 2 months. If I had done it correctly, I could be making a lot of money. Luckily, I changed it around quickly and I started making 4K a month the very next month. I'll get to that in a second. The market has changed. Every business has setters already, they already have closers, and they already have sales managers onboarded. This means we as setters have to do things differently in order to land these roles. But before we get into the specifics, by doing this method that I'm about to share with you, you won't have to do any more cold outreach. You won't have to be applying to any more roles where you get faced with the you need experience objection or getting pitched on another shitty setting mentorship. If you leverage this method, you actually follow the framework I'm gonna give you, then you as well are gonna get the results that I've gotten, and you'll be flooded with appointment setting roles. You'll get offered roles daily, and you'll be able to cherry pick between offers with base pays that are higher than $1,000 per month and OTEs that vary between $2,000 to $7,000. You'll start working for the biggest gurus and you'll start bringing commissions home every single month. Look, and I know this sounds insane and it sounds, oh, he's just another guru, he's just telling me this other method that doesn't really work. But look, as soon as I did it, I made $4,000 the very same month, which is insane. That was my 3rd month of setting. So what is the secret message Julius is talking about? Well, it's quite simple. It's actually based on networking. From now on, you will get referred to every single appointment setting role just by knowing the right people. In this video, I'll break down exactly how you can be able to do that. Firstly, the remote sales space is super small. Once you get your foot in the door, you kind of start to know everybody in the sales space, and if you get a good name out there of yourself, people will want to hire you even though you don't have experience. And that way, you're never gonna lack appointment setting roles anymore. You're gonna be able to actually choose out from a place of abundance and not just choose the least worst offer out of the 3 offers you might be able to apply for. The goal of this video is to show you how you can build a network, how you can provide value to high-level people, and position yourself in a way that you'll get offered multiple roles on a weekly basis without doing any outreach. So I'll break down exactly how you can do that through building a network right now. I'm gonna switch over to Loom. Let's get into it. There we go. So when you're networking as a setter, when you wanna build your network as a setter, the way to do it is through Instagram, first of all. Instagram is the founding platform. It's the primary platform of all social media communication. This is where you get to know people, and this is where all the best guys are on, okay? So we're gonna get in depth on how you can do that, but to build your brand, to get your name out there, to get all these valuable connections, you need to have a good Instagram, okay? Instagram is where we base this method off, okay? Your Instagram is your landing page, okay? This is where you sell yourself to people. You need to adjust it accordingly, okay? So let's optimize that. Firstly, understand who you're targeting and who would benefit from watching your Instagram. This is an example of how not to do it. So my friend, for example, he posted content for about 3 months. He's been doing it now, okay? And his quality was low, and he was marketing himself as a beginner. Plus, his targeting was wrong. All of these things resulted in 9-to-5ers and college kids being in his DMs, but no valuable connections built because his targeting was wrong and because he looked like a beginner. So here's what to do instead to avoid that mistake. And that is, you need to first understand, connecting with high-level people is the goal. Those are who we're targeting. And high-level people won't usually connect with beginners. They will in a way. I'll get to that later. But they definitely won't begin with losers or connect with losers. So it's better not to post content than to post low quality content, actually, because low quality content makes you seem like a beginner, makes you seem like you're unprofessional. And you need to understand as well that now you're targeting business people. You're not targeting your friends or your girls you know anymore. Okay, this is a business page. That means I don't want to be seeing any shitty pictures of you out with your friends getting drunk at festivals like every single UK guy has. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's ever cared. And you're definitely not going to get more roles by posting pictures like that, okay? Do this instead. Post more clean content, minimum 6 photos. Okay, they have to be clean. And the more quality posts you do, the better. The more quality, not the better, not the more. They have to be quality. If you can get quality posts in, cool, then do a lot of them. Now, stories. Keep them relevant to what you do. So lifestyle, results generated as a setter. If you generated that in results, take away from coaching calls or from seminars you've attended where you've learned stuff, and showcase you working. It's going to get you pretty far to begin with. Now, in your bio, you want to explain who are you, what do you do, and how can you help people. I don't want to see you explaining that I help businesses generate more revenue by booking themselves calls. Okay, the people worth working for knows what the fuck a setter is. You don't need to be explaining that shit. This is the stupidest thing ever. Like, think. Then we have example for setters for your bio. Okay, you can put in what country you're from. You can put in the results generated as a setter if you have any, of course. And then that you are an appointment setter. That's really important. And then any light and crowd of your choice as Jesus Christ is King, for example. The founding principle when it comes to networking, and that is the law of reciprocity. If you don't know what that is, that means give to people, and then you shall receive something back. So provide value in terms of favors and connections. Favors can be a lot of things to a favor for person, right? Whatever they need help with. If you can't do the favor yourself and they need help from somebody else, be the guy that connects them with the guy who has the solution, because then both of those are gonna like you. Now you need to understand the difference between networking with high-level people and the difference between networking with people at your own level. High-level people like sales managers, setters, closers, doing really well. You want to see them as your mentor, so you want to stroke their ego. You want to ask them for advice. Then you want to implement it. Very important. You actually want to implement it and get back to them, report back to them with the results you've gotten from the advice. That makes them like you. It strokes their ego, and it shows that you're the guy that gets stuff done. If they tell you to do X, you're gonna do X. That the same way, if they give you a setting role, they're gonna think that you're gonna crush the setting role because you crushed the advice they gave you. They actually did it. You not just talk. You do stuff. Very important. If you want to connect with low and mid-level people, which is still very, very good to do, Obviously, low and mid-level people in terms of how far they are in the setting journey, not in terms of how good persons they are. Everybody knows that. Just wanted to clarify it. Ask them about their journey and ask how you can help them and then help them out. Okay. Ask them about their journey, ask how you can help them, then actually help them out, and then offer to do role plays, working sessions, and conversation reviews. So, conversation reviews of their sets, for example, or call recording reviews together with them. Now, before we get into how to create a bigger network, you want to leverage the network that you already have, because chances are, if you've already been in space just for a little bit of time, you already know some people, you already have some connections. Leverage them. There's no need to go out external right now. Just leverage what you already have. Here's how. Reach out to them at first. Identify a problem they're having. Provide a solution to their problem. Right. Provide value. Give. Law of reciprocity. And then run ongoing connection calls with them. Because you're not going to build a valuable connection. You're not going to build a valuable friendship through one connection call. You need to be doing ongoingly. You need to check in on them constantly. And then by the end of that, once you've done a couple of connection calls and you provide a value, you want to ask them, look, who can you refer me to? Who can you connect me to that will be worth of value to me? I'm looking to get into setting. I'm looking to find a role, right? And they might be able to give you a good contact. And then you have access to their network as well. So outreach, this is how you build a bigger network, a more wide network. And no, it's not outreach to coaches, to online coaches. It's outreach to sales managers, growth operators, info product scalers, closers, and setters. Okay. Every offer worth working for already have these people working on the offer. So those are the ones you want to connect with if you want to get a role for them. How do you find those people though? Well, firstly, you want to find one guy in the remote sales space. If you don't know how to do that, then just use my profile. Okay. Click on recommended followers and then go down the rabbit hole. Every guy who's doing well in the sales space, if you click on recommended followers on his page, you're going to get recommended a ton of guys like him. And then you just do the same process over and over again. And sooner or later, you'll have found more than 1,000 people who are performing well and worth connecting with. Now, before you start actually reaching out to them, create an accountability tracker for your outreach. If you don't have one, DM me on Instagram. I'll send one your way. The reason you want to do that is because consistency is king with this. This is not something you can just do when you feel like it. This is your job now. Okay. If you don't have a setting role, you need to take this as a job. If you can't even do 50 outreaches a day, you're never ever gonna make money as a setter. Okay. This just shows how much money you're gonna make as a setter, how consistent you are. So make sure to stay consistent with it. Get somebody to hold you accountable to it. And that's like your life purpose right now, is sending these 50 outreaches a day. Now the outreach message, no template, of course, but here's some principles to follow. First of all, keep it genuine and natural. If you notice anything about their profile that you like, mention it to them. If you see them traveling, ask them about it. If you see them doing well in business, then compliment them on it. And if you see they are X title, then like a setter or a closer, then ask them how that's going. Okay. The important thing is you're not selling anything. You're not a weirdo. Maybe you are, but try not to act like one. You're just trying to connect. Okay. Just it. Now, the value from having good connections is by having good connections. So you want to be able to build a relationship, okay? And the way you do that with these people you reach out to is by being a genuine, interesting guy that people would actually want to connect with in the beginning. But also, you need to be interested in them. You need to ask them questions about themselves, and you need to be helpful. As I've said like 3 times already, identify areas you can help them with, and then actually help them out. They're gonna remember you. They're gonna want to give you back. And even if it's not directly a favor, they like, you give me this, I give you that back immediately, then you're gonna be in the back of their mind all the time if they have a setting role available. Now then you want a page connection call, because the goal of the DMs is just to jump on connection calls, because connection calls is where you actually look a person screen to screen, face to face, and connect with them. This is where you truly meet them. On this connection call, by the way, if you do 50 outreach a day, jump on 5 to 10 connection calls daily. That's a good ratio. You should do more, to be honest. But yeah, first of all, connect, have a laugh. There's times to be serious and times to be unserious. Okay, you need to make them like you. It's not a business call like that. It's just a connection call. Relax a little bit, and then don't make it seem like a transaction, because everybody hates networkers. Just be a normal guy. Never make yourself seem incapable though, because this is like this. I'll get to that later on. But when people are hiring for roles and they keep you in the back of mind, if they want to refer you to that role, they need to be sure that you're a capable guy. And the way they know you're a capable guy is by how you present yourself in the past when they have talked to you. Now, after that, ask about themselves. People ought to talk about themselves, so make the call about them, their journey, what they're doing. Don't ramble too much about yourself. After that, you want to be providing value. So when you end the call, you want to ask what they could use help with, and you need to be genuine here. Don't throw it out like, oh yeah, anything you need help with, mate, just let me know. I'll get you back. No, you want to be like this. Look, Nate, you've really helped me out with this call. How can I help you back? I need to give you something back because you're the best. And if they say, oh, there's not really anything business-wise, then you just want to be like, hey, look, what about personal life? Like, how's it going in the gym? Are you going traveling to this place? Maybe I can connect you with this person, blah, blah, blah. And usually the way you can provide value is just also just by connecting them with people. So just know people. You know people by doing outreach. Create these Instagram group chats. That's very powerful. So you know these two people, they should just create a group chat with those two. But don't get off the connection call without knowing what thing you could help them with. Once you get off the connection call, your life mission is making sure that you can help them out with that you help them out with that problem they're having. So important, okay? Because as I've said before, I say it again, it's almost going to be my last words, is just make sure you've done a favor for people, because they're going to owe you and they're going to remember you, and then keep checking in on them. Because you can have with setters, closers, and sales managers, you do 50 a day. You're going to know so many people. You're going to end up knowing more than I do, because I don't do 50 outreaches a day anymore. Now, my actual last words, I said this before, is when people refer you, their reputation is on the line. If they don't trust you or they don't like you, they will never refer you to other people or to any setting roles. You need to seem like a guy that gets the job done. You need to seem professional and you need to seem capable. Mix that in with a great personality and a clean Instagram, and you're going to be golden. That was it, ladies and gentlemen. I know you will have found some value from this video if you watched so far, and if you're actually going to implement it. Implementation is the most important thing. Now, if you're a setter and you want this to 100% happen for you, you want to implement this system, but you also want to get guidance while doing it, so make sure you don't fuck up. But you also want to be able to actually perform when you land the roles, and you want to gain access to my network as well, a network that I've built over the last year of being in this sales space. Then DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is going to be in this bio, and I'll see if I can help you out in any way if you shoot me a message.